Hi everyone. I'm Maria-Lida and I'm working in Arup in the Smart Buildings team. And I'm here today to present you Property Insights, an IoT data platform that we have developed and we're developing, and our work around connecting data to transform how buildings are run and designed for people and planet. So let's take a step back and understand why we're doing this. So we've asked a lot of people, and there were some key themes that were emerged. Initially, landlords, they want to work alongside their tenants to help them drive their energy and carbon emissions down. Facilities managers are under pressure to meet the industry level targets, and they want also to put in place informed plans how to achieve those. They want to secure adequate budget from their businesses in order to do any interventions that are required. And to do that, the business is requiring data to inform like any return on investments. And also we have compliance targets and now the return to work. It's been for a while actually. And maybe some expiration of the leases. So the owners, they need to understand how the spaces are used. So let's understand what are the drivers of these themes. Really high up in the agenda is the global call to reduce our carbon emissions. In order to meet the net zero carbon pathway, actually to say that the real estate sector is accounting for around 40% of the global greenhouse gas emissions, so it's one of the carbon intensive ones. So in order to meet the net zero carbon pathway in the UK, we need to reduce our demand by 60% in order to meet our carbon neutral supply by 2035. So in order to achieve that, there are industry in place, standards, that they have put targets and measures so to realize that path. The recently launched Neighbours in the UK is requiring from the property owners to report their energy consumption annually and to ensure and validate that they're meeting the as per design targets. In order to do that, the landlords require higher engagement by the tenants because now the tenants, they have a high energy proportion for that rating. So they need to ensure that the whole building rating is stayed as per design. On top of that, the guidance is emerging also from the top because now there are investment portfolios that they are demanding that they're meeting the energy targets in order to give any investment for their building, to finance any building investments. Also, clients are interesting from a business perspective. This is a study launched by the World Green Building Council, and they're showing the typical operating costs of the buildings. So we can see that we need to focus our efforts towards space utilization, and most importantly, how can we make the buildings more healthy and productive for their user and occupants. But the technology is emerging, you know that. I mean, we are a group that you are dealing with technology, but there are still some challenges. Building data is messy, so global corporations have huge inefficiencies in driving asset performance. The reason is that we are procuring building systems by separate specifications, separate contractors, with separate technology stacks. So that creates some interoperability issues along the way. As well, when the buildings is constructed, the owners are staying with the different service vendors for each building system. And also each service vendor is using proprietary protocols. So, and they have the client locked in. So any change or any new integration makes it super expensive for the clients. There are some efforts to coordinate and maybe solve some individual problems with separate overlays, but that's also create new silos. So that's one of the big challenges. On top of that, as an industry, we don't communicate naming and integration in the same way. So there has been some effort to refer to the same things in a standardized way, but the silos that I had in the previous one, with the different human themes behind those, they are referring to these concepts in a different way. The effort has been that they tried to develop naming standards, and Arup has been part of those. Like we have K-stack, brick schema, digital building ontology, but still it's not something that we can do our own or with some like few just people of the industry. We need to collaborate at an industry level. And traditionally, especially if you're coming from a building engineering perspective, background, you will see that once we deliver a project to the client, we don't know how it's operating in performance. And we should do. So performance gap, it's something that is referring to the difference between the as design energy and the energy in operation, along with measuring the success of the project and also learning from the lessons that we had here once it's operating are crucial. So we don't just deliver the projects to our clients, we need to measure how they're performing. So to put all this a bit into context, I'm gonna show you some of the building, smart building projects that we're doing, just to understand what technology we are adding into the buildings. So this is an international bank in London. We worked with a client from early on to understand the use cases and put the appropriate technology into place. So we have added IoT environmental sensors and also integrated in the architecture. This is a meeting room tech panel. We have smart enabled building systems. The client was interested in the space utilization, so we have added some people counters as well. And also they were interested in the indoor wayfinding, so we had some Bluetooth beacons. We have specified open standards. So we have all the data sent into MQTT broker. And what I want to show you in that one, we did a small step into creating something that we can use as a platform. And we have done data-driven commissioning. So instead of just going and checking 10% of the data validation of the system, whether it's working or not as per specifications, we managed to check 100% of the data published and ensure that we're focusing our efforts to remove any defects. We have also designed our new London office, the second one. We have the 80 Charlotte Street. So we were quite interested to understand how the spaces are utilized. So we have added people counters in the circulation and meeting rooms, but also we wanted to drive user engagement. So we've added IoT sensors that has some interaction. So we have indoor air quality monitoring with the dashboards presenting the data. We have added feedback buttons that the users can report faults based on the location that they are, either printing rooms or toilet blocks. We have integrated room controls, and also all the desks are fitted out with the Arup IoT module that measures temperature, humidity, and sound level at the local scale, like of the desk, and also it's integrated with a booking system that we have. And we started visualizing this, addressing also some of the certifications that are into the industry. So by working with the different smart building projects and the different clients, we have developed a standardized way of bringing disparate data sets into one platform and adding key insights. So that's the property insights, our IoT data platform. Okay, it's blank. That we are focusing in three key themes: the planet, occupancy, and environment. So it's around energy, use of resources, water use, how the different spaces are utilized. And we have added some of our domain knowledge into providing key insights into our dashboards. In that way now, the property owners and the managers can have more informed decisions on how to optimize the asset performance by bringing the different data sets together. So we're bringing that value to provide visibility to the assets of our clients, by driving the savings down, and that can be across portfolio, so it can be at scale. It can be system agnostic in terms of that we can gather data for any digital system, but we're still working with partners, and we want to increase our partnerships to get integrated with other third-party applications or other systems to support sustainability and space utilization. And that was me. Thank you very much.